And today is the summer solstice. This whole week is the solstice. And the petroglyphs across this whole valley and up this canyon are all aligned with the rising of the sun that's happening right now. The sun and the shadows are definitely going right over the top of them. Look at this. We've had this huge forest fire. Up over the mountains there is a giant forest fire.
This is the bird shaman panel, where I believe the show begins.
And again, it's like these pod symbols, like these half circles or ovals with lines coming off the bottom. The sun is coming up right now. And notice how, as the sun comes up, it's making this triangle right on the shaman seat.
There is a connection between the paranormal, UFOs, and the myths of ancient history. The clues are scattered across the landscape from a forbidden past, maybe even in your own backyard. There is a connection between the true nature of our reality, consciousness, and the unexplained. I'm Carl the Crusher. Let's explore the unknown.
See that? But when you sit right here on the shaman seat, look at where it positions the sun. And look at where the sun comes up. Perfectly in that crack right there. 100% by design on the summer solstice. That is completely intentional. You see that? You are supposed to sit here and go through this initiation.
Wow.
Right? Ty just sat there. I know, right when he finished taking pictures of me, I felt like I was falling over off the back of a, you know, when you lean too far back in a chair. And I was like, whoa, like I lost my balance sitting there just on that rock. It was weird. But here comes the sun now. You can see it. It's now touching on the face. Try and get out of the...
Every 3 seconds you get a break, so you're good.
You can see the triangle appear right now. The same wedge that's coming down from the sun, connecting on the shaman seat, is now touching in a perfect triangle between the villager and the shaman itself. And then down below Ty, even over here, I wanted to show you guys, is these figures down here with the horns. Let's just go down here and look.
Spirit or star, constellation perhaps, but the light originates from this entity and it shines down and begins the journey on the panel, which indicates on the other panel the show has paused temporarily.
So you already started filming the bird shaman one over there? Okay.
First thing, that one's rolling.
And then last time I was here, totally crazy too, but this one I didn't even know was here. There's this whole figure that looks like a baby or some alien thing. It's got like 3 toes and then a giant head. But yeah, this is considered currently like this was a place where they would lay the newborn babies and bless them. So I want to keep an eye on this as the sun comes up and the solstice and see what this does. And then also this here, I have had multiple people when I filmed this freak out, because this is either a figure or this is like an ancient Indus Valley, like from Tibet and northern Pakistan. This would have been like ancient map makers from like the Shang Dynasty or something. Look how old that one is. But yeah, I've had several people tell me that this looks like an ancient Indus Valley symbol. Like this could have been ancient Chinese map makers.
That's old. That's particularly old.
Very,
You can
very,
look at
very
that
old.
because of the differentiation between the color
Yeah,
and the style. It's
Yeah.
very like, it just seems more primitive than even this. It's more sporadic, less.
yep.
Um,
The style of pecking is more primitive or ancient. I shouldn't say primitive, but ancient. And then the desert varnish, you can see, has recovered the pecking. And then there's lichen even growing in it, and the lichen is easily 300 or 400 years old in and of itself. But then look at how this is so dark compared to this one is obviously newer.
yeah.
So this is probably 3,000 to 5,000 years old.
Get right on that. It's going to do something here soon.
Yeah, and this one is newer. And then now we see here we see a wedge of light
There's so much.
getting ready to come over here, probably to
There's
bless
so
the
much
baby.
more. There's those in that panel right there that's just flat. There's obviously in a V shape as well.
Yep.
And that's lit up for who knows how long, so that probably corresponds.
And then I've never even watched the Spider Woman glyphs down there, those weird blocky figures.
It's crazy.
They look like Roblox characters.
You don't doubt that it all plays into one another.
Imagine if the sun goes perfectly over this figure like in a wedge or a block. They definitely would have like laid there and done some kind of a blessing for babies. Right? This whole site is so special. I feel so good. Like even just a couple of months ago, I would have never climbed around on the rocks like this. Like I feel so much healthier right now than I ever have in my life. It's so amazing. These ones down here. See? And then also these here. We're going to have the light come down. I'll just come down here and show you. I'm just like climbing all over this place and I feel so good. See, here we've got the sunrise coming up, connecting with this hook symbol. And then there's this J symbol. And a lot of times these were symbols for like coming out of a spirit world, coming out and up. And then here's these figures. As the sun comes up, you're going to see it connect with this edge of the rocks, and then it's going to go form a wedge of light that goes right across their antlers down to the J like this. And then it will go down over them and connect their hands together. And then it'll be like they're standing on it like the hillside. So we'll come back and check on this one too. Let's come over here. Down there is a bunch of petroglyphs. I kind of want to get up and to the main site and see the bird shaman. So let's climb up there and just see what's going on. Let's see, I gotta go this way. It's like a little puzzle quest, figuring out the way to get up these places, especially when you've got a selfie stick in one hand. That's kind of what makes it fun though. Here we've also got these spiral symbols, which often depict the Big Dipper going star. Got here. And now we're back up at the shaman seat. See what this triangle's doing. See how now the triangle is perfectly coming out of this spirit or star people or messenger. So you've got the villager, and then above the head of the villager look at the little symbol, and coming down from that little ancestral spirit symbol is that perfect triangle. So look at the wedge. You've got the sunrise perfectly aligning. We're talking about connecting with the universe. It's so cool. The energy coming from the sun, making that perfect triangle coming out of that symbol now. Look. Wow. See? Very cool. And then that's going to go over the other villager people and then appear as a wedge on the main shaman, and then it will travel up the whole glyph to that spiral at the top. Okay, let's go up and see what the bird shaman's doing. Oh, is it? And then nothing yet on the bear glyph. So we'll run over there when it starts up again, but it's right over there. So I've been catching little glimpses on the time lapse of some of the stuff. Ty's getting all the main time lapse shots for sure. But the bear shaman, you get an idea how this shadow claw moves all the way across the rocks. And I don't know, maybe I'll come back tomorrow or the next day and try to get up here and just focus on a couple of these and come a couple days in a row to try and time lapse individual ones. My son Kyle's coming into town, so maybe I can get him up in the morning to come up here and do it with me. And because Ty's got to go to Salt Lake, ruin all the fun. No, but okay. So now, describe what we just saw, Ty. Okay, I'm going to come over here and let you tell this story because that was super wild.
It was really particularly strange, actually. I'm hopeful that it didn't move at such a pace that the camera didn't capture the movement. Right now we have 3-second intervals set up on these cameras, so it's essentially taking a photo every 3 seconds, which gives this stunning, fast-paced shadow effect right at the end.
Yeah.
But we looked up and we actually saw. I thought I was just seeing something. Maybe someone had stood in the way, but it seems as though the shadow moved at a much, much more rapid and unusual pace across this one glyph.
Yeah.
Like almost like crawling.
Yeah, for real. Like, so I'm going to point the camera at it. and describe what we both saw. But Ty was like, look at that, look at that. And it made no sense whatsoever. So you see that wedge of shadow on the top. Imagine it being about twice the size that it is now. And then we looked up, and it doesn't make sense because the sun's coming up this way, right? So the shadow should just continue to shrink and go away as the sun rises and comes up into view. But we both looked up and saw the shape of that wedge. You could see it with your own eyes visually. The whole wedge of that shadow just went woo, and it grew and grew and grew like a good 10 inches bigger on the edge, and it went rapid. Like the shadow just expanded and expanded and expanded, and then it just like disappeared. And we were like, whoa, what was that? Like it made no sense, but there was like a whole aberration on the light and the shadow, the way that that just happened. It was if you weren't looking at it exactly that moment, you would totally miss it. But the shadow just expanded. You even said it looks like it's consuming the rock.
Yeah.
Like it just grew out, and then it
was
just
almost like just like the spatial orientation. Like I felt like a cloud was flying over.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the pace was so much more different than the difference of here to the sun. It was just really, I've never seen a shadow move that fast.
Yeah, that upper wedge of the shadow literally just grew out, like intentionally expanded way wider, and then suddenly just disappeared and then went back to normal again. It was super odd, and there's nothing in the sky.
Yeah, not a cloud.
Like nothing to explain that. It was just like a weird happening. Some wave came through the from the sun to us, you know. Now look at these shaman down here. Wow. So bright out here today, it's hard to even see what I'm pointing the camera at. Now you can see the beam of light going through the horns of the one above, right through the chest of the other, and pointing at that hook jay. Let's go down there and take a closer look. Now the light is going right through his horns, through the chest of the other, and it's basically just a second ago it was pointing right at that hook jay on the left, and then there's the big hook jay thing even on the spot where you're supposed to sit or whatever. So notice how there's the two markings below, and then the swirl that goes up. And I've been told that hook symbol is like a symbol of coming out of a spirit world into this world. And then if you see that hook jay with a straight line in the middle or coming off of it, that's like once you go this far, there's no going back. Is there any down there? So we're right above. If we went a little bit further up there to the south, basically when me and Andrew came up here in the dark, we had that weird set of eyes like follow us along the ridge line all night. Did you ever watch that video?
What was that? That was done here, right?
That was just right up there below, right below where the bird shaman glyphs are.
Spooky stuff.
It could have been just like a raccoon or a big cat or something, but it was super weird. We both heard voices that night. When we were on top after sunset, we separated, and I heard a woman like crying, and he heard like a woman talking or something like that, like, and there was nobody there. Like he came running back up through the rocks to find me. Dude, I swear I heard a woman. And I was in the middle of filming about how I heard what sounded like someone behind me on the trail. Have you come up here in the dark before? Dude, you just come alone and sit up here one night. Dude, I'm telling you, it's crazy. Hey, we're back up here. So now it's Saturday morning. We just filmed the whole solstice with Ty, but I wanted to come back up here and get some more time lapses. And I'm actually up here with Kyle. Hello. So Kyle's back visiting and we're hiking up for the summer solstice. So he was saying, what are these big things between their legs? Oh my gosh. Why do they have the big dongles hanging down between their legs, and it's as big as their legs? Look at that. It's like, are they three-legged? For one, it could be a sign of being a male, being a boy or whatever, but also it was like a sash for their tunic, so like wearing an apron down the front.
Oh, yeah.
That would hang down. And then it also would have to do with a couple of other things, which is the constellation Orion in the sky has the bow and arrow, and he's got a belt with a sash. So he actually has the sash that hangs down. So it could have to do with Orion and the constellation, have a story to do with that. And then the other thing is that a lot of times what we think of as a head and arms and a body with legs is really an arrow with an arrowhead on the top. And these are certain spikes that come back like prongs on the arrowhead. And these were like meant to be blessings for their hunt. So they were trying to get the gods to bless their arrowheads and their addle heads and their spearheads so they look like people, but they were also blessing their weapons with the deities.
Are these mountains right here like these squiggles, or are those?
I don't know. It could be anything. But see, like this totally looks like an arrowhead.
Yeah, that looks like an arrowhead.
And a spiral. And then we've got different depictions that look like it could be a spearhead, but also a person or a constellation. And honestly, with what they're doing here, that it could be all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, notice how the squiggly line's coming out of his hand.
Oh, yeah.
It goes all the way over to this one and then becomes a thing. So what does that mean? It's like, notice it's all connected, and even this line actually comes all the way over here underneath and then turns into a whole thing that comes all the way up and then connects to this piece broken off. So maybe something got stolen or fell. Yeah, it could be a bunch of different meanings for that.
Is this kind of the same thing here where it juts out?
Yeah, who knows? It's like a whole story. And if we stood here until the sun came up all the way and started putting the lights on here, it might make a lot more sense. See, here's totally a little person.
Yeah.
See his little square head?
Mm-hmm.
And this guy almost looks like he's got a cowboy hat and then got this little spiral thing. And he's facing this way. So it could be a story of the same person going through an experience or a journey. But this almost looks like a family, like person, or like a whole depiction of a village or something.
Wow.
I don't know. Okay, let's go check up the main stuff. We made it back up here to these spirals. All right. Looks like you're touching them in the shadow. That's so cool. Yeah, interesting. It would be cool. Maybe next year I'll come set up a time lapse right on this and we can see exactly how the lights play across all of this. But I think this will make a lot more sense here if we came back and filmed it. But there's a couple uphill that I want to go time lapse this morning. So let's go ahead and get the rest of the way up there.
Good crown.
You know, yeah, because it looks like they have ears almost. They could be heads. But then if those are heads with hairdos, they're very strange or very like almost African, you know?
Yeah.
See how there's like a chute down below? It could be totally wrong too. Like if you look at it from the side, it could be depicting like comets coming down, or meteorites trying to draw different things coming down from the sky. Because see, some of these have got multiple lines coming off, and then this one's only got like 4.
And there's also like just a random circle there too. It's like,
yeah, it's almost like a,
it almost looks like the sun and the comets. Yeah.
right?
Look at it this way. Yeah.
And then you turn over here, and what makes you feel that way is like, well, if this is supposed to be a sheep or a goat, then this is actually huge.
Yeah.
Or did they not care about that? You know, maybe that is a footprint. But if it's a footprint, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's got 7 toes. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. With the claw tips.
Yeah.
So that could be bear paw for the Bear Clan.
I was thinking it could be like a crown of like the king of like, I guess not king. I don't know if there was that.
Yeah, like
or it could be people
they would have,
special braids.
or like a headdress of feathers. You know, like indigenous people would wear. These almost look like baby footprints or something. You know.
Yeah. That's weird.
But then the animals are so tiny next to them, you wonder what the heck they were really drawing.
Yeah.
Right? And then with all those there. So excited. And we got here right before the sun's coming up too. And there's nobody here. Not yet. Look. Here's the bird shaman panel. And here's where all the light comes through. So when I was here 2 days ago with Ty, he set up a camera and filmed this, but I didn't even really come over here. Yeah, come up here, check it out. So I don't have a big tripod, I just have a short one, but I'm gonna try to still set up and catch some of this one. And then I wanna run over and get the bear shaman over that way. See the big goats there too.
Oh yeah, wow.
Big horn sheep. Yeah. So Kyle, you see how this is like Stonehenge kind of up here?
Yeah.
The way the light comes through that crack, it will come down and it tells the whole story, where it's gonna appear like a spear of light in his hand right here, and then it floats up in to the villager above him there, and then like expands into a ball of light, and then it disappears, the light goes away, and then you run over there and the whole light show starts over on the shaman panel over there. And that's where you sit in the shaman seat and the sun comes up. And then you run back over here and a triangle of light appears perfectly lined up with the way his legs are shaped, like a wedge of light that comes down like a big triangle. And then it floats up and turns into a ball of light on his hand, and then it goes up to him again and over to the spiral, and then it goes all the way up over all the glyphs up to the top, and then the whole panel lights up and the whole thing's done. But it basically is like the bird shaman appearing and then transferring his power and knowledge up to the villager. And then the villager goes on this whole cosmic journey only to realize and come back and realize that he was the shaman the whole time. So like this is him from the future coming back to put him through the initiation to become the shaman.
That's cool.
So it's like time travel. And so his feet, he's the bird shaman, and his feet are curved, toes are bent on one side, because the legend is that from going through portals and time traveling, that when he first started doing it, he got injured on one side and he actually walks with a limp. So he walks with one bad foot. And that's true clear over in legends in Asia, under the pace of you ritual. I was all a bird shaman with an injured foot on one side.
That's crazy.
Then here we are in southern Utah, and there he is, you know. But the marker for this one, we know that it's going to start because you turn around and you look behind you and you wait. And when the sun comes down and it touches that stone, see how there's carvings on that? So they actually put that big boulder there. So tell me how they got it up there.
What the heck?
See all the gravel underneath it?
Oh, yeah. Archaeologists have said that all that gravel was put there by the natives, and they put that boulder, they somehow lifted that boulder up on top of that, carved it, and then they positioned it specifically for the sunrise. So how did they lift that up there? That's probably weighs as much as a car. Like it's probably 1,000 pounds or more. But it's all covered with carvings too. Anyway, That's cool.
so I want to time lapse this one first,
And then run over to the...
and then we'll run over and get the bear shaman. That's the one I want to get. So the bird shaman panel's right there. And this is also one that I just haven't really filmed a whole lot. That is like a whole panel with figures and a big footprint as well right here.
What is that all about?
No idea.
Well, that's a footprint because it has 5.
Definitely. Yeah, you would think that's a big bear claw or bear print. That could be 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another footprint there. No idea what
Coffee
that
bean.
coffee bean or a moccasin or something. This almost looks like a bird or a lizard or something, you know.
Or it could be the same thing because it, like, if you look this way, it kind of looks like that. What's over up there?
Something coming down from the sky. Yeah, could be. But yeah, they have 5 toes, so it makes you think it's a foot. And then this guy is like, a lot of times this is a tunic with a head, and this is actually like a spirit being. I don't know. Let's go see. I gotta blow my nose. My nose is running now.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah,
That could be like a ship or something.
totally. So you see the... There-
whoa.
There's a whole panel up there that tells the entire story of like the creation of the universe and mankind and how all that works. I'll explain it to you off camera. I already did for this video series once, but I'll tell you. But yeah, so see how there's this crack in the rocks here?
Yeah.
So turn around and see how that makes a triangle of light
Yeah.
right here.
And we'll lead all
So
the way
you
out.
sit right there in the shaman seat.
Oh, what? Is it pointing right at my head?
So you sit right there, and then what happens is as the sun comes up, turn around and let's see that triangle. That triangle is going to come and form a V right on your face that goes down your chest all the way like a tunic, like you're wearing the initiation clothes. So think about how you sit there and look at the story, and it connects you and what you're seeing all the way to the universe.
Okay.
All the way to the rising of the sun, and the knowledge and the power of the sun and the energy of all that comes and points right to you, and it goes right onto your chest. And at the same time as it falls and comes down to you over right the middle of your eye, down your face and down your chest, you'll see the light appear coming right out of that little, oh, it's this one actually. This little star figure that's like an upside down, like a little bird in the sky. As soon as that light touches down your chest, it appears like a triangle of light that perfectly comes off of this thing's arms, like a wedge of light that goes down and covers this guy, and then it flows all the way and touches all of this, turns into a whole story, and then goes up and flows up to that. It literally tells the entire story of the same thing, of the villager going through a spiritual journey and realizing that he is the shaman, and then he learns the mysteries of the universe. And that's supposed to be you sitting there while you learn who you are.
That's cool.
So you go from becoming a normal villager and you transcend up through wisdom that you gain from the universe to realize that you are the shaman, injured on one side. See, he's missing a finger.
Oh yeah, what the?
So, and he has no feet. He goes from having feet. He has an out-of-body experience. So he's over here like a normal person. He passes through a gateway or an understanding. His soul leaves his body and goes up, and then his soul goes up and delivers the message back to himself as a man. This symbol means once you make this decision, there's no going back. So he floats up, the knowledge comes down, and then he becomes the shaman. So then he has the horns of power. His mind is connected to the gods, to the star people. And now he's injured on one side. And notice he doesn't have feet anymore because he's no longer standing in this world. He is here, but he stands in a different dimension.
What the heck?
Yeah.
That is wild.
But all of that is supposed to be the story of you as you sit here and realize who you actually are.
That is cool.
That you're supposed to do this. Yeah, it's very cool. We came up and filmed the summer solstice and got even better time lapses. So that was amazing to watch the bear shaman. Kyle and I sat down there and watched the summer solstice go over the baby blessing altar thing, the whole shaman seat, and explained it. And then we kind of ran back and forth and looked at the bird shaman panel. But now it's coming up on like 11 o'clock. 10, 11 o'clock, and it's getting hot as the sun comes up. But see, here's all these spirals back here.
Oh yeah.
And then see how there's the little guy like pointing to go that way?
Yeah.
I think he's so cool looking, like, go this way. Like, okay, let's go. And this is the way we're gonna get out. Just watch out for snakes.
You're going first, so.
Are you okay?
Yeah. It's just the water bomb.
Now we're out. Back by the spiral. Back at the Magic Mesa. Fun, huh?
Yeah.